No, probably not.
Can we You know what? It is videotaped. I'd say go for it, guys. I mean, let's not like go too overboard here.
Censor the shit out of this thing. No, feeling really festive. It's exciting. Happy to be doing these shows and like traveling around.
Yeah, you guys have been going all over the place. You've been jet setting everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw like I was following along a couple weeks ago when you were in Asia, and it looked like the best time ever. By the way, we're with Mumford Sons. We're here at DC101-DERLAND Night number 2, and it's brought to us by our friends at Exotic Car Collection by Enterprise. So now, please, Asia. Oh,
does that mean we get a car?
I don't. We got some of our friends in here. That's a thumbs up.
Yeah. Do we get an exotic car?
Let me.
Beautiful.
What qualifies an exotic car? Is it like a zebra?
Yeah, not just a fancy color. It's got to be.
I'll tell you guys.
Wow.
I got to drive an Aston Martin one time.
You did not want to put me behind one of those things.
That was, and he was like, "This thing costs $250,000."
Oh.
I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, you sure? My car doesn't.
This is
snailing around.
Like premium show.
Yeah.
I'm
It
underdressed.
was all right.
We're underdressed. You're underdressed
For driving an Aston Martin.
Yeah,
I am.
seriously.
All right. So Asia. Let's talk about Asia, because it looked like you went to cat cafes.
The best thing about Asia was Ted.
Yeah.
Because I really believe that Ted is in his maximum element on that continent.
So I did a little bit of growing up in Singapore from age like 11 till 18. So no matter if we were in like Taipei or Seoul, everyone would be like, "Ted, you used to live in Asia. Where should we find food?"
You're like, but
and I was like, "What the hell is going on? This is insane." And I wasn't allowed to sleep. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're going out. You know where all the bars are in Osaka." And
you were here.
But you took the lead and you nailed it.
Well,
you nailed it.
I had a
didn't
good go at it. Yeah, Singapore was definitely the yeah, that was the last night, and it happened to be the one town that I did know, and the wheels fully came off.
But how do you remember that stuff when you're 11 to 18 and they're like, "Ted, show us around here. You're the tour guide. You're the official guy." You're like, "This did forever ago. I don't know what I'm doing."
Indeed, that was the problem. Yeah.
Is anyone pouring drinks? Let's go there. Let's just find that place.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We found some really cool bars. That was a big part of it, and I think also just going somewhere fresh, really fresh for the first time, language-wise, like alphabet-wise. The whole thing's just mad. I think if anyone, it's like the first time we'd been to so many of those places, and it was so cool. I think we felt like giddy teenagers, and at the end of like this Delta tour cycle, which was taking us all over the world, it just was nice to have that energy that you get when you just rock up at the Seoul airport and you're like, this is exciting.
This is rich.
Yeah.
Someone's talking over there.
I know.
All right, we'll
seriously.
throw those down.
Yeah.
I saw, I forget who it was, and I'm sorry to whichever band just said this in an interview I watched the other day, but they were saying that no matter what country you go to, whether it's America, whether it's Japan, England, Germany, whatever, you'll get a different response from every crowd for the same song. Is that true for you guys too? Like, do you feel that energy, and like it's different if, from Japan to here?
Definitely. So much. Culturally, it's always interesting. The night of a week, if you're in the edge of town, all these sorts of factors always, play a role. But certainly culturally, it's a massive thing. We've always loved playing shows in America because I think the format's quite similar to what we're used to back home. People kind of, get into a rock out in Japan. They're not quite as sort of vocally enthusiastic. They sort of wait until the end of a song and then they clap enthusiastically for a short period of time and then stop. Whereas in Portugal, they just clap constantly through the whole 2-hour set.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so everywhere you go, it's a novelty.
Now, I wanted to ask you guys about Austin City Limits. That was a show that stood out because I remember seeing the video that weekend with you guys and the Austin High School Marching Band on stage, and how crazy that was. Like, how did that come together? Was that kind of like a middle of the week idea? Was that planned out, or what was the story there? You had 100 people up there with you on stage.
It was like
crazy.
a 24-hour old rehash of an old idea. Because in 2011, we took a bunch of vintage rail cars from Oakland to New Orleans, and we traveled across this wonderful country with Edward Sharp and Magnetic Zeros and with Awkward Medicine Show, and we made just a whole ruckus across the country on this thing called the Big Easy Express. And when we stopped in Austin on that trip, we were like, let's continue the madness of the collaboration, and that's where we met those guys on that trip, and then it was funny because that was 8 years ago, and when we were like, oh, let's get the kids, let's get the school marching band back out, and then it turns out like there's a whole different bunch of kids.
Yeah,
they've all left. Our
'Cause
friends
they've
have
all-
left
That's
school
like
now.
They're
2
all-
or 3 generations
they're all
now
like,
of kids.
they're now like running some new
Yeah,
tech
they're all in
companies.
like the
and
White House and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, they're billionaires now. They're on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
internet and everything.
Like that
So
kind
we had
of
to train a
that
whole
spotty
fresh
tuba
batch.
player is now like someone's boss. It's just like I don't know. But the new kids, they've got it good.
They were great.
They're
No, they were awesome.
seriously talented, and the lead, the kind of the coach leader chat was wonderful, and like basically sent like the bat signal up on a Sunday, and these kids kind of rallied. They've got like WhatsApp groups, and they all just turned up. Their parents are kind of the heroes because they were like, sure, go to some big festival site.
You're not going to miss something like that.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I'd be so relaxed about it. I'd be like, you're not going backstage with Mumford Sons at ACL.
Sure.
You're 12 years old. You got school tomorrow.
The best thing was they were all lined up. They were so patient. They all came and hung out, and they were behind the stage like 100 strong, all in their amazing uniforms. They looked like extras from like a Civil War movie or something, like reclining under trees with all of their gear.
Which
It's quite a sight.
It's crazy because they're probably so hot. It was October,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
was
it's
hot.
still hot in Austin.
Yeah.
Was anyone visibly nervous that you saw? Did you was there someone on the drum line or a tuba player or something that you're like, hey, it's cool, let's go,
The
we're gonna have
most
some
nervous
fun?
person on the drum line that weekend was Lars Ulrich.
Oh, the last weekend, yeah.
Well, it was that was the same night, and
Oh, I didn't realize that was the same show.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought he did it the weekend before with you guys.
No.
Okay.
and he was really nervous. It's like the god of rock. And
I'm sorry, dude. You played on Enter Sandman. You should
yeah,
be cool with
exactly.
this.
and I think he was just like genuinely worried about screwing it up. And he wrote this cheat sheet which he wouldn't mind talking about, which is like kind of his roadmap to playing the Wolf. And it was the most amazing interpretation where it was like crunch or like thrash.
Yeah.
It was like a section was just
It's
called
like
thrash.
pre-chorus, thrash.
Thrash times 2.
Yeah.
That for Lars Ulrich, that's what our chorus means.
Okay,
And,
that's Lars's brain. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was great, and I was like, "Can we please frame this?" Because I went and got Whiff, who looks after our drums and stuff, to go and grab it afterwards. And yeah, he was like nervous. I mean, but afterwards, like, what a legend! The fact that he was up for coming up with us and doing that, it's definitely the spectrum of legendary rock, and then future
Yeah.
CEO of some software company.
Like
So,
kids. All right. Come here. You're going to play, and then Lars is going to play too.
Yeah,
We're all
exactly.
going to share the stage.
Yeah.
The beauty of music.
We're in the middle
That's
of
what
that
it's all
somewhere.
about. So what do you guys have planned for next year? I saw there might be a movie coming, maybe? Is that right?
Yeah, we have a
Can
friend.
we talk about that, by the
Yeah,
way?
we can.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a friend and a guy called Baba Mal who's Senegalese, and he's a bit of an institution. He's a bit of a legend. He's been making music for decades, and he's been a collaborator of ours for, over half a decade, probably more.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, and he came to a festival that we organised in England, loved it, and was explaining to us how he does something very similar in his hometown of Podor in Senegal, and that we should come. And that was in like 2012, Lewis? And it took us until 2 years ago to actually get out there and fulfill his sort of invitation. So it was awesome. We took our friend Maggie Rogers with us, the same collaborator in Johan from The Very Best, who we did some previous collaborations with Baba. And we made some music, basically. We went out there, we performed at his festival, and we wrote a bunch, and we're going to release the film that kind of covers the story of that journey, along with the music that came out of that journey as well.
So are you guys have you guys thought about how you're going to put this out? Like, is it going to be maybe a theater presentation of the movie and then music with it, or I don't know if you've gotten that far
Way
yet.
above our pay grade.
Okay.
Like, we just go to Senegal and play some music.
We just make the stuff, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
How it
We
reaches
make
the
the
world. It's there's a lot of people who know how to do that stuff better than us. But yeah, you know Maggie, right?
Yeah.
Like,
She
she's
only
local,
live 50 miles from here.
Yeah.
local hero.
Yeah.
And she's done a lot of touring with us, and she's been an awesome collaborator. She's got such good spirit, like such an up for it spirit. It's cool.
When you guys were here the last time at Capital One Arena, she had quite a crowd out there for
Yeah,
all
that's
of
right.
all of her
Yeah.
friends from
That's right.
forever and ever ago.
That was a fun night.
That was a
And,
great night.
Yeah, it felt like such an amazing moment for her to be on that stage, and she'll headline that, within a year or two for sure.
Yeah. She's going to be a big timer.
Yeah.
She's going to be all right.
Yeah, man.
Are you guys going to see?
all right.
She'll be all
She'll
right.
be
She'll
all
be all right. Well, we got Mumford Sons headlining night number 2 of DC101-DERLAND. We got to get you boys set up with your brand new car from our friends at Exotic Car Collection by Enterprise.
It's a Maserati.
Yeah, there might be a Lamborghini in the future of you gentlemen.
What else are we gonna get here? We're gonna get an iHeart, and we're gonna get a
DC.
DC 101.
Yeah, we can get you the iHeart for free and the
Yeah.
DC 101. Well, you know, we'll be playing this interview for months
Up
and
for it.
everything. So, thank you guys. This was a lot of fun.
man.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Cheers.